Hey, it's Dan at EUJUICERS.COM taking a look at the new ViDiA centrifugal juicer. Now you might ask, why are you showing a centrifugal juicer? I thought you guys are into slow juicing, and we are. We promote slow juicing. We think it's the best way to get juice. But there are places for centrifugal juicers. My first juicer was a centrifugal. They're fast, they're good in commercial environments, and there's certain things they actually do pretty well at. One thing I'd like to mention before I even talk about the details of the machine, with these soft red apples, you ever grow apples, you get a whole bunch, you've got an orchard, or you know someone who has one, you come home with a big box of apples. These softer red apples don't do so well in a slow juicer. You need a harder apple like a Granny Smith. I'm going to actually try both of these in this video. So that's one good thing for a centrifugal juicer. Of course, the price is lower. Centrifugals tend to be about half the price or less of a comparable slow juicer. So what do you look for in a centrifugal juicer? Well, one reason that we're offering this juicer is we think it kind of hits all the points that we look for. For example, it's got a wide feeding tube, 77 millimeter. There's not much to differentiate centrifugal juicers. You've got the real cheap ones in the department stores. They might have a little feeding tube. They might have weak motors. Then you might have some real expensive ones that throw in some bells and whistles, digital displays, rotary controls that give you variable RPM. What we like about the ViDiA is it's simple, it's basic, but it's quality, it's strong. Talking about some of the features, it's got a 10,000 RPM motor, no variable here, it's smack in the middle. The high-priced ones that are variable, they'll run from about 6,500 RPM to maybe 12,000, 13,000 RPM. This goes right in the middle. It's got a 500 watt motor, which again, you can find some up around 1,000 watts, even more. You can find some cheap ones that are around 150, 200 watts. We think it's got plenty of power, but we'll test it, try it with all of these things here. Other things I would look for in a centrifugal, things that I missed in mine, is it easy to clean? Does it have a big pulp container? You can obviously see this one does. Is it well constructed? Again, this one is. It's a solid chrome plated. And one thing I really like about this is, let me show you here. I want to pop this thing open. Is all the juicing parts are stainless steel. So this bowl here is stainless steel, and so is the screen. Again, like any centrifugal, it's really simple. There's not much to it. You've got a powerful motor sitting in a base. You've got a juicing bowl, got a pulp container, juicing screen, and then just the cover and the feeding tube. Another thing I'd like to point out also, might sound kind of stupid. Let me turn this a bit. I like this on-off switch. It's really heavy duty. It's like industrial quality. Sometimes you see flimsy toggle switches, little plastic push buttons. This is a big, strong, commercial quality switch. So that's really all there is to it. It's a simple machine. What I'm going to do is try stuff you typically juice. Oranges, carrots, and again, I want to try those red apples and compare it to some Granny Smith apples. So let me put this thing together and get to juicing. I'm going to start juicing with some oranges here. Now, one thing to keep in mind, compared to a horizontal, remember with a centrifugal, it's high RPM, there's going to be some oxidation, so make sure you juice right when you're ready to drink it. You don't want to be storing any of this like you would with a slow juicer. These are a little big, even though it's got a big feeding chute, so I'll break it up into halves or so, thirds, and start her up. Seems that motor is plenty powerful. You can see the air shooting out of the outlet valve there. So another thing I like about it is this coated outlet tube as well. So the juice looks like it's going to be a little thicker. At least it's foamier. That's just a result of the RPM. I could let it sit for a minute or two. It'll separate and clear up a bit. But I want to try it out, see how much pulp's in there. Actually, almost no pulp. That surprised me. I thought there would be more. Tastes fine. So let me try again next with these guys. I don't need to clean it in the meantime because it only took one orange. And again, one big advantage of centrifugals, they're super fast. That took like 10 seconds to get this glass of orange juice. I'm just going to go ahead and swap it out. Try one of these that wouldn't do so well in a slow juicer. It's like a jet, the air coming out of there. It's so fast. So let me see how this does pulp-wise. Again, these soft ones, it seemed to have no problem getting a lot of juice out of there. That was 2 apples right here. Tastes fine. Different than I'm used to because I normally juice Granny Smiths in my slow juicer, my horizontal. In fact, I'm going to throw this glass here and try one of these guys. I think I'll need to chop them up. Let me do that real fast and see how a Granny Smith does. Just do him over here. One thing I noticed, I filled the glass up. That was 2 Granny Smith apples. And the force of the juice, the air coming out of so much, it started splashing around. Obviously, I'd normally juice into a big Pyrex glass container or something. That's why I've got a bit of juice spilled. You can see, though, see how it's separating. That is one difference with a horizontal. It juiced the Granny Smiths just fine, but you can see clearly the layers here. I like the colors too. There's quite a difference. The green and the red coming from those red apples. I'm not used to seeing red apple juice. That was kind of cool. All right, I cleaned things up. Found another glass, so I don't have to worry about that. Last thing I want to try is carrots. This will probably be the best test of the motor and RPM. Again, it's a fixed RPM on this thing, 10,000. So I want to see how it handles those. I might break some of these up into smaller pieces so I don't get any flyback. Sometimes you get that on centrifugal. Let's see how that works out. Yeah, no problem with the carrots at all. Looks good too. It tastes fine. So that's a good thing to see, is to make sure the motor can handle something like that. I could probably throw in other hard root vegetables, beets, things like that, no problem. I want to show you real quick how I would clean it. Let's just see how that looks, because that's something people wonder about centrifugals. Now there's a couple of things to look at here. Some of the pulp ends up here on the top. I'll just scrape that into the pulp container. And otherwise I'll just be emptying the pulp container and then cleaning out this juicing bowl. Not much going on in the pulp container. Again, I've only done about 4 glasses worth. And it's just a matter of lifting this guy off. And again, it's all stainless steel, so I'll rinse out the bowl and then just run a sponge or maybe a brush over this guy. So there's just a few parts to clean. I've got a brush here to straighten things out, get all the bits of the pulp out of here. It's interesting, on our YouTube channel, I like to read the comments on there, and in our big juicer comparison video, there was sort of a war going on between people saying which ones are the easiest to clean. Some people swearing by centrifugals, others by slow juicers, horizontal or vertical. For me, I'm not sure. I know my horizontal cleans real fast. I've got a Sana 707. Take a look here. Obviously, you got a lot more juicing screen to clean off here. And horizontally, you got a little tiny one. Vertical, a little bit more. So I'd say centrifugal is going to take a little bit more time. Even a sponge would make it faster. Yeah, it's even faster. And also, you don't want to forget to clean the top assembly. Just rinse it out. So I've got most of it cleaned here. And just rinse this. So not hard to clean, but I would say it takes a little more time than a horizontal. Probably more than a vertical too, not much more. So that's a look at the ViDiA centrifugal juicer. So what did I think of it? What can you say about a centrifugal juicer? Does it work well? Is it powerful enough? Yeah, it ticks all the boxes for me. I like the looks of it for sure. I like the chrome plated base. I really like that this is all stainless steel. It was really easy to clean up, and it's nice to know all your juice is only coming in contact with stainless steel things. Besides that, it's solid, it's heavy. I like the on-off switch. I like the wide feeding tube. The clamps were super easy to unhook and rehook, and it made decent juice. Obviously, juice from a centrifugal is going to look different than juice from a slow juicer. That's just the nature of it. But for a centrifugal, especially at the price, I think it worked perfectly well. And if you want to get more information about this, come to our website. That's www.EUJUICERS.com. I'm Dan. Thanks for watching. I'm going to juice the rest of this and have a juicy lunch. See you next time.